Equals you know that feeling when concrete dust coats the back of your throat, and the lunch trailer's metal steps creak under your work boots? The construction site hums around you, jackhammers in distant rhythm, welding sparks dancing, but all you hear is the voicemail from your sister. "Dad's gone," she said. 3 words that slice through years of silence. Your hands, calloused from laying rebar, tremble slightly around the cheap thermos. Steam rises, carrying the bitter smell of gas station coffee. You haven't spoken to your father in 17 years, not since that night when words became weapons and pride became a wall too high to climb. Now he's gone, and apologies sit like unswallowed stones in your chest. The welder nearby adjusts his mask, a casual movement that feels like a judgment. You know he can't see your internal landscape, but shame burns across your cheekbones anyway. Desire isn't always about wanting something new. Sometimes it's about wanting to rewrite what's already broken. You know that feeling when funeral small talk becomes a minefield, and your watch ticks louder than the hushed conversations? Tax forms crumpled in your jacket pocket, you're running late but your body refuses to move faster. Your aunt, the one who always sent birthday cards even when you didn't respond, is reaching out again. Her hand touches your wrist. Soft. Unexpected. Your pulse quickens beneath her fingers, a geography of unresolved tension. Equals the reception room smells like stale carnations and unspoken history. You want to explain about the late forms, the missed connections, but words cluster in your throat like frightened birds. Desire whispers, connection is still possible. Even now. You know that feeling when basement storage units hold more than just forgotten boxes? Harsh overhead light casting long shadows, you're sorting through mail, debt notices sliding between your trembling fingers. Your neighbor's footsteps echo above, a rhythm you've learned to avoid, to pretend doesn't exist. The envelope arrives. Results. Judgment. Your breath catches in that suspended moment between knowing and not knowing. Desire isn't just about wanting. It's about surviving. About finding a way through when the path seems impossible. This is how transformation begins, not with grand gestures, but with these quiet, charged moments of recognition. Equals that fear you just felt? It is costing you more than you realize. Desire isn't just a want, it's a currency of potential, and right now, you're hemorrhaging your most valuable resource, momentum. Napoleon Hill understood something profound about human potential. Our deepest desires aren't decorative wishes, they're survival signals. They map the terrain between who you are and who you could become. But most people treat these signals like background noise, a distant radio static they've learned to ignore. You're standing on the wedding reception dance floor, your mother-in-law's disapproving gaze cutting through the golden hour light bleeding through tall windows. Your husband is dancing with his sister, and the space between you feels infinite. This moment, delayed, suspended, with no clear resolution, is costing you more than awkward silence. It's eroding the foundation of connection, one unspoken word at a time. Later, in a plant nursery greenhouse, surrounded by green breathing things, you catch your reflection. Soft diffused light filters through hanging ferns. Your body feels heavy, weighted by all the movements you haven't made. The ordinary Tuesday afternoon suddenly becomes a mirror, revealing not just who you are, but all the versions of yourself you've postponed. And then the grocery store, 11:47 p.m. Harsh overhead lights casting everything in sharp relief. Your teenage daughter walks ahead, just far enough to signal her growing distance. Equals you're holding a can of something, soup, maybe, thinking about the anniversary of a loss you've never properly mourned. The space between you feels like a continent, mapped by unspoken grief and unexpressed love. These moments aren't just moments. They're tax receipts for your unlived life. Each unaddressed desire compounds interest against your potential, creating a debt of unexpressed self that grows silently, relentlessly. Your desires are not decorative. They are diagnostic. They are your internal navigation system, constantly recalculating the most authentic route home to yourself. Pay attention. The meter is running. So why do we do this to ourselves? The answer lies in a fundamental misunderstanding. You're standing in the endless DMV line, fluorescent free morning light cutting harsh shadows across institutional tile. Your mentor's last email burns in your back pocket, expectations stacked like heavy file folders. Sleep hasn't visited in days. Your shoulders are concrete, jaw clenched so tight your temples pulse with each breath. The line inches forward. 67 people ahead of you, each with their own unspoken desperation. You're here to change everything, to file paperwork that will shift your entire trajectory. But your body knows something your mind hasn't admitted. Transformation isn't a single moment, it's a series of small surrenders. Your hands tremble slightly. Not from caffeine, but from the weight of potential. Napoleon Hill would understand this moment, how desire lives in these quiet, fluorescent-free spaces between decision and action. The room smells of old paper and institutional cleaner, that antiseptic scent of bureaucratic hope. Your mentor expects more than you think you can give. But what if the expectation itself is the gift? What if being seen as capable is the first step to becoming capable? The line moves. One step closer. Your breath catches in your throat, then releases. You feel the decision forming, not just on this form, but in the cellular memory of your body. This morning isn't just about paperwork. It's about proving to yourself that you can withstand the uncomfortable spaces between who you are and who you're becoming. Desire, Hill would say, is not a luxury. It's the fundamental engine of transformation. And right now, in this fluorescent-free DMV, surrounded by strangers with their own quiet revolutions, you are learning its most important lesson. Change happens in these moments. Incremental. Persistent. Inevitable. Your turn at the window approaches. Your hands are steady now. Your breath is your own. Now that we understand where this wisdom comes from, let us break down exactly how it works. Desire isn't just a feeling, it's a precise mechanism of transformation, and you'll understand this most clearly in moments that seem entirely unrelated. Take the veterinarian's examination room, 5 minutes before an irreversible deadline. Your new romantic interest sits beside you, hands folded tightly, watching the sick dog on the steel examination table. You don't trust them completely, not yet, but something in their careful silence tells you they're experiencing this moment exactly as you are. The overhead lamp casts a soft amber glow across white tiles, and you can smell antiseptic mixed with something animal and vulnerable. Your dog's breathing is shallow. The veterinarian's clipboard holds a decision that will change everything. And in this moment, desire isn't about wanting, it's about choosing. Napoleon Hill would say this is where true desire lives, not in grand gestures, but in these quiet, consequential instants where you decide what matters most. Or consider the backyard at dusk, 4 a.m., awake before your alarm. Life's next milestone looms like a distant storm. Your ex-friend drifts through your memory, someone you miss but won't reach out to. Moonlight pools across dead grass, and your hands are cold against your coffee mug. The silence is thick with unspoken conversations. Desire, in these moments, isn't about achievement. It's about recognition. Recognizing the path you're choosing, even when it's uncomfortable. Recognizing the parts of yourself that are still unfolding. In the restaurant kitchen during the evening rush, standing beside the employee you know you should fire, desire becomes something else entirely. The neon exit sign bleeds red across stainless steel surfaces. Your commute home feels like a negotiation with yourself. Will you follow through, or will you compromise? Desire is a commitment. Not to the outcome, but to the process of becoming. It lives in your trembling hands, in your clenched jaw, in the breath you take before making a difficult choice. Your transformation starts not in grand moments, but in these quiet, precise instants of decision. Right now. In this breath. In this choice. Here is where everything shifts. This is not just a technique, it is a complete transformation. You're standing in the bathroom, steam still clinging to the mirror, droplets racing down the glass like scattered memories. Your younger self stares back, not in the reflection, but in the space between breaths. The home repair project sits half finished on the counter, a tube of caulk, some cracked tiles, the tools of reconstruction. Your hands are trembling. Not from cold, but from the sudden recognition that some breaks cannot be simply patched over. The morning light bleeds through the window, casting soft shadows across the uneven grout, and you realize you've been standing here too long. Alone. Always alone with these thoughts that refuse to be silenced. Your jaw clenches. The tile you've been trying to reset falls, shatters against the porcelain sink. And in that moment, you understand, repair is never about the object. It's about the hands that do the work. The hands that carry both damage and healing. Your younger self watches. Silent. Waiting. The breakthrough isn't in fixing the tile. It's in recognizing why it broke in the first place. Your desire to make everything perfect, to seal every crack, smooth every surface, that's the real project. And perfection was never the goal. Connection was. You breathe. The mirror fogs. Your reflection blurs, merges with the memory of who you used to be. And something inside you shifts, not dramatically, but definitively. Equals like a key turning in a long rusted lock. This philosopher understood that desire isn't about getting. It's about becoming. And becoming happens in these quiet moments. Between the broken and the mended. Between who you were and who you are choosing to be. The tile remains on the floor. Broken. Beautiful. Exactly where it needs to be. Equals understanding the shift is one thing. Here is how you practice it, starting today. You're gridlocked on the 405, summer heat pressing against your sedan's windows. Your wife, partner of 23 years, stares out at the identical SUVs surrounding you, her fingers tracing absent patterns on the dashboard. Between you sits a small potted succulent, roots barely visible through terracotta, purchased this morning from a nursery neither of you have visited before. The desire mapping technique starts here, witnessing the landscape between what is and what could be. Your hands grip the steering wheel, knuckles pale. You realize you haven't spoken in 47 minutes. Not since the conversation that changed everything. The succulent, small, resilient, becomes a metaphor. Transplanted. Surviving. Adapting. Radical desire cultivation, this philosopher would call it. Not wishful thinking, but precise emotional engineering. The first practice, sensory anchoring. Close your eyes. Feel the vinyl seat beneath you. Smell the faint lavender from her perfume. Listen to her breath, not angry, not sad. Just present. Your desire isn't about changing her. It's about understanding the terrain between you. Technique 2, intentional observation. Watch how her right hand occasionally touches the plant. See the micro-movements. She's caring for something fragile, even in silence. This is desire in its purest form, nurturing potential without demanding transformation. Traffic inches forward. Equals sodium lights from the overpass cast orange rectangles across your windshield. You're not fixing anything. You're witnessing. Learning. The succulent trembles slightly with each car movement, delicate, yet unbroken. Your jaw unclenches. Something shifts. Not resolution. Not reconciliation. Something more nuanced. Possibility. The plant's leaves are a soft sage green. Your wife's fingers remain steady. And for the first time in months, you breathe, not deeply, but deliberately. Desire is not about getting. It's about seeing. Equals once you have practiced these techniques, the next step is weaving them into daily life. You're standing in the laundromat at midnight, the sodium lights casting orange rectangles across worn linoleum, your surgery scheduled for tomorrow morning. The woman folding towels next to you looks startlingly like your grandmother, same hands, same precise movements, same quiet concentration. Your volunteer work tonight feels like a ritual of preparation. Each folded towel is a small act of control before surrendering to the hospital's uncertain embrace. Her hands move methodically, and you realize you're mirroring her rhythm without thinking. Muscle memory. Inherited wisdom. Your chest feels tight, not from fear, but from something deeper. Connection. The stranger catches your eye, and for a moment, no words are needed. She slides a warm cup of vending machine coffee toward you. Nervous? She asks. You nod. I've been where you are, she says. Her voice carries the weight of someone who has crossed thresholds. Waiting is its own kind of courage. Her fingers, spotted with age, continue folding. Each crease precise. Each movement a meditation. The laundromat hums. Machine spinning, water churning. Your body vibrates with anticipation, not dread, but a strange readiness. You understand now that desire isn't just about wanting. It's about preparing. About showing up, even when showing up means sitting in a midnight laundromat, folding towels with a stranger who feels like family. Equals your hands are steady now. Your breath deepens. Tomorrow's surgery is just another fold in life's complex fabric. And you are ready. This is not perfection, it is direction. Equals let us bring this full circle. Remember where we started? On that ferry deck, the shore dissolving behind you, your hands gripping the cold metal railing, you're not just moving locations, you're moving away from a version of yourself that never quite materialized. The moving trucks are coming in an hour, and the financial stress that's been your constant companion feels different now. Your breath comes deeper. You're not the person you thought you'd become, but that's not a failure, it's a liberation. At the baby shower, surrounded by pastel decorations and forced smiles, you hold the newborn, tiny, fragile, completely unrecognizable to you. Everyone expects instant connection, instant love. But love, you've learned, is a craft. It's built, not born. The holiday cheer feels performative, but something inside you is quietly constructing something real. Your hands, once trembling, now steady the infant with unexpected grace. In the unemployment office, fluorescent-free and bathed in harsh morning light through dusty blinds, you sit across from your ex-spouse. Co-parenting meetings used to feel like battlegrounds. Today, it's your birthday, the first one truly alone, and something has shifted. You're not defeated. You're recalibrating. Napoleon Hill understood that desire isn't just wanting, it's constructing. Each scenario whispers the same truth: transformation isn't a destination. It's a continuous act of becoming. Your power lives in those moments when you choose differently, when financial stress doesn't paralyze you, when unfamiliar love can be learned, when broken relationships can be reimagined. If this opens something in you, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Share this with someone ready to hear it. Drop a comment: what insight hit you hardest? Watch the video appearing on screen now. Your transformation starts not tomorrow, right now, in this breath, in this choice.